If you're over 60, tonight's shower could quietly raise your risk of a stroke while you sleep. No pain, no warning, no symptoms. By the morning, it may already be too late. Strokes remain one of the most devastating health threats for older adults. In a single night, they can take away speech, movement, and independence. Most people assume strokes only come from smoking, poor diet, or lack of exercise. But after more than 20 years of treating patients, I have seen a far quieter and more surprising trigger: the way you shower. As a brain health specialist, I have treated countless patients whose strokes were not the result of obvious risk factors. Instead, they came from small, overlooked routines inside the bathroom. Habits that seemed safe, even relaxing, but in reality, set the stage for a dangerous chain reaction in the brain and blood vessels. What troubles me most is that no one ever warned them. That is why today, I want to share with you 5 common shower habits that may look harmless, but can dramatically raise your risk of stroke, memory loss, or even brain bleeds. By the end, you will know exactly what to avoid and how to adjust your daily routine to protect your brain and preserve your independence. Some of these dangers will surprise you because almost no one talks about them. And that's exactly why you need to hear this. So, let's begin with the first dangerous shower habit. Habit number 1. Hot night showers. A silent stroke trigger. For many older adults, ending the day with a long, hot shower feels like the ultimate comfort. The warmth eases sore muscles, loosens stiff joints, and creates the perfect sense of relaxation before bed. It feels safe. It feels soothing. Yet for people over 60, that very comfort can quietly become a silent danger hiding in plain sight. When hot water touches the skin, blood vessels instantly dilate, expanding like stretched elastic bands. This rapid dilation may not seem alarming at first, but it can cause blood pressure to drop sharply. In younger adults with flexible arteries, the body usually compensates, maintaining circulation to the brain. But in older adults, whose blood vessels are stiffer and whose brains depend on steady pressure, this sudden drop can leave the brain undersupplied with oxygen. What follows isn't just a moment of dizziness, it can trigger misfiring in the heart, slow circulation, and create the conditions where blood clots begin to form. And if that clot reaches the brain during sleep, the result may be a stroke by morning. I will never forget one of my patients, Mr. Anderson, a 72-year-old man who cherished his nightly ritual of long, steaming showers before bed. For him, it was the best part of the evening, a way to release the day's tension. One night, after his shower, he admitted to his wife that he felt a little weak, but dismissed it as nothing serious. By the next morning, she found him unable to move his right side, his words slurred and confused. At the hospital, scans confirmed what I had feared. He had suffered a stroke. His blood pressure had fallen so low during the night that circulation slowed, a clot formed, and it lodged in a critical artery. What he thought was harmless comfort had quietly betrayed him. This is the hidden danger most people never hear about. At 60, 70, or 80, your body does not react the way it did at 30. The hot water that soothes aching muscles also strips away the brain's stability. The longer you stay under, the more vulnerable your circulation becomes. And for those on blood pressure medication, the effect is even stronger. Vessels expand further, pressure falls lower, and the brain is left unprotected. But the answer is not to avoid showers altogether, it's to shower wisely. Keep the water warm, not scalding. Limit your time instead of lingering in the heat. And whenever possible, shower earlier in the evening, rather than right before bed, giving your body time to stabilize before sleep. These small adjustments can protect your brain from unnecessary strain, while still giving you the comfort you need. What feels soothing on the outside may, in fact, be silently stealing your safety on the inside. And hot night showers are only the first danger. The next one comes from the timing of your shower, especially right after meals or medication, and it may surprise you even more. Habit number 2. Showering right after meals or medication, a hidden circulation crash. For many older adults, it feels natural to finish dinner, take evening medications, and then head straight to the shower. It seems like a simple, comforting routine, saving time and preparing the body for sleep. But what feels harmless can quietly create one of the most dangerous situations for the aging brain. When you eat a large meal, your body redirects blood flow toward the stomach and intestines to support digestion. This natural process means less blood is available for the brain, at least temporarily. Now imagine stepping into a warm shower immediately afterward. The heat draws even more blood toward the surface of your skin, Suddenly, your brain is left with less circulation than it needs. In a younger person, the body may adjust. But in someone over 60, with arteries already less flexible, the result can be a dramatic drop in blood pressure that the brain cannot easily recover from. When circulation slows, clots form silently. No warning, no pain until a stroke strikes. One patient who comes to mind is Mrs. Mitchell, a 69-year-old woman who loved her evening routine. After dinner, she would take her blood pressure medication and then step into a hot shower. To her, it was the perfect way to prepare for bed. One evening, not long after her shower, she suddenly grew dizzy, her vision blurred, and she collapsed to the floor. By the time her daughter found her, her speech was slurred, and her right arm was limp. At the hospital, scans confirmed what I feared. She had suffered a stroke. The combination of medication, food, and hot water had pulled circulation away from her brain, dropping her blood pressure so low that a clot had formed in a critical artery. This is what I need every older adult to understand. Your brain cannot afford these sudden shifts anymore. At 60, 70, or 80, your heart pumps slower, your vessels are stiffer, and many of you already take medications that alter blood pressure and circulation. Adding a shower immediately after eating or taking pills is like pulling the rug out from under your brain. It creates the perfect storm for clots, for strokes, and for life-altering consequences. The solution is simple but powerful. Always wait at least 1 hour after a meal or after taking medication before stepping into the shower. Give your body time to stabilize, to process food or medicine, and to regain balance before exposing it to the heat of water. These small adjustments can prevent a dangerous circulation crash and protect your brain when it needs it most. And if you think the danger ends there, you will be shocked to discover how simply standing too long in a steamy, closed bathroom can create conditions just as deadly. That is the next hidden risk we need to uncover. Habit number 3. Long steamy showers. Oxygen deprivation for the brain. For many older adults, the bathroom is a place of comfort. Closing the door, turning on the hot water, and letting steam fill the room feels soothing, private, almost therapeutic. But what seems like a harmless ritual can quietly become one of the most dangerous moments of the day. Here's what happens inside the body. As steam builds up in a closed bathroom, oxygen levels in the air begin to drop. At the same time, hot water causes blood vessels to expand and blood pressure to fall. Combine low oxygen with unstable circulation in an aging brain, and you have the perfect conditions for blood to slow, thicken, and form clots. You don't see it, you don't feel it, but your brain is suddenly fighting for survival. Once a clot blocks an artery, the result can be devastating. I remember one of my patients, Mr. Lewis, a 77-year-old who prided himself on staying clean and independent. Every night, he would take long hot showers in a closed bathroom with no fan or window open. He told me it made him feel young again, loosening his stiff back and knees. But one evening, after nearly 20 minutes under the steam, he stepped out feeling dizzy. Minutes later, he collapsed in the hallway. When he arrived at the hospital, his speech was slurred and the right side of his body was paralyzed. Imaging confirmed a major stroke. The combination of heat, steam, and low oxygen had thickened his blood and allowed a clot to form that cut off circulation to his brain. What felt like peace and comfort had nearly cost him his life. This is the hidden truth about aging. After 60, your body no longer tolerates long periods in an oxygen-poor, overheated environment. The heart works harder, the brain strains, and every extra minute under the steam raises the risk of clot formation. It doesn't happen suddenly, it builds quietly until the moment disaster strikes. The solution is simple. Keep showers short, no more than 5 to 10 minutes. Always ensure ventilation, open a window, switch on an exhaust fan, or leave the bathroom door slightly ajar. Don't trap yourself in a steamy room thinking it's harmless. Respect the limits of your body and give your brain the oxygen it needs. And if you think lingering too long in steam is risky, wait until you hear what happens when seniors shock their bodies with sudden cold water first thing in the morning. That danger can be even greater than you imagine. Habit number 4. Cold morning showers. A dangerous shock to aging arteries. Across social media and health magazines, you'll hear younger people praising the benefits of cold showers. They talk about boosting energy, sharpening focus, and building mental toughness. For a 5-year-old athlete, shocking the body awake with icy water may sound invigorating. But for someone over 60, with aging arteries, a slower heart, and circulation that has lost flexibility, that same shock can be dangerous, even deadly. Here's why. When icy water hits your skin, your blood vessels constrict instantly. This is the body's natural defense against cold, but it's powerful and sudden. Arteries narrow sharply, blood pressure surges upward like a wave, and the heart is forced to push against intense resistance. In younger adults, vessels are elastic enough to handle the pressure, but in older adults, stiffened arteries struggle under the strain. The sudden surge can cause microscopic tears inside the vessel walls. When this damage happens, the body responds by forming clots first, small, then larger, until one slips free and travels to the brain. The result, a stroke that strikes without warning. I will never forget one of my patients, Mr. Walters, a 75-year-old who prided himself on his resilience. After watching a health segment on television, he decided to adopt cold showers every morning to stay tough. At first, he said the icy jolt made him feel alert and alive. But one morning, only minutes after finishing his shower, his wife found him collapsed on the bedroom floor. His face drooped on one side, his speech was garbled, and his right arm hung uselessly at his side. At the hospital, imaging confirmed he had suffered a stroke. His blood pressure had spiked so severely during the cold shock that a clot had formed and traveled to his brain. What he believed was strengthening his body had nearly taken everything away. This is the mistake. Too many seniors make copying habits designed for younger bodies without realizing how much their own physiology has changed. At 70, your arteries cannot endure the violent stress of a sudden cold plunge. What invigorates a young adult can rupture a fragile vessel in an older adult. And once a clot forms in the brain, recovery is uncertain. Sometimes speech never fully returns. Sometimes balance is lost forever. Sometimes memory fades piece by piece. The solution is not to fear cold water, but to use it wisely. If you want to feel refreshed, start with lukewarm water and ease gradually into cooler temperatures. Protect your brain from unnecessary stress by avoiding sudden shocks. Respect the difference between a younger body and an aging one. A simple adjustment in how you shower could be the line between vitality and tragedy. And if you think cold showers are the last hidden danger, wait until you hear what happens when seniors take showers late at night. That habit may create the perfect storm for strokes while you sleep. Habit number 5. Late night showers, the perfect storm while you sleep. For many older adults, a late night shower feels like a final ritual of peace. The day is over, the house is quiet, and stepping under warm water seems like the perfect way to relax before climbing into bed. It feels soothing, it feels harmless. But for someone over 60, that late night comfort can quietly create the perfect storm for a stroke during the night. Here's what really happens inside the body. As bedtime approaches, your body naturally prepares for sleep by lowering its core temperature and slowing circulation. When you step into a hot shower at this time, you do the opposite. You raise body temperature and dilate blood vessels, pulling blood toward the skin and away from vital circulation. On top of that, showers promote fluid loss through sweating and evaporation. For a younger adult, this shift may not matter. But in an older adult, with stiffer blood vessels, slower kidney function, and often blood pressure medications or diuretics, the combination of dehydration and low nighttime blood pressure can be extremely dangerous. When blood becomes thicker from fluid loss, it flows more slowly. And when circulation slows in fragile arteries, clots are more likely to form. The worst part? It all happens silently, while you sleep. By the time morning comes, the damage may already be done. I recall one of my patients, Mrs. Collins, a 78-year-old woman who cherished her independence and nightly routines. Every night around 11 p.m., she would take a hot shower to relax her aching muscles before bed. It was her comfort, her way of unwinding. But one morning, her daughter called and immediately noticed her speech was slurred. When she arrived, Mrs. Collins was sitting confused on the couch, unable to move her right hand. At the hospital, imaging confirmed a stroke. Her blood pressure had dropped dangerously low overnight, and her blood tests revealed dehydration and thickened blood. The shower she believed was helping her sleep had quietly set the stage for tragedy. This is what aging does to the body. At night, blood pressure is already lower. Circulation is naturally slower. The brain is more vulnerable than at any other time of day. Adding a hot late-night shower only magnifies those risks, making the brain even more susceptible to clots and oxygen deprivation. What feels like harmless relaxation can, in reality, be the very habit that steals independence in a single night. But there is hope. If you love showers, simply take them earlier in the evening, giving your body time to stabilize before bed. Drink a glass of water before and after showering to replace lost fluids. Keep the water warm, not overly hot, and respect the fact that your brain at 70 cannot handle what it did at 30. These small changes can mean the difference between waking up refreshed and never waking up the same again. Late night showers may be the final hidden risk, but the story doesn't end here. In the conclusion, I'll show you how to put all of these lessons together so you can shower safely, protect your brain, and keep your independence for years to come. After walking through these 5 shower habits, you may feel surprised, maybe even unsettled. For decades, you've believed a shower was nothing more than a safe daily routine, something ordinary, even comforting. But as we age, nothing in the body stays the same. The hot water that once soothed your muscles at 40 can quietly betray your circulation at 70. The cold shock that invigorates a younger person can rupture fragile vessels in an older adult. And what seems like harmless timing, showering after a meal, late at night, or in a steamy room, can set the stage for clots, oxygen deprivation, and strokes. In my more than 20 years as a brain health specialist, I've seen this story play out countless times. Patients who appeared healthy, active, and strong suddenly lost their independence overnight. And in far too many cases, the trigger wasn't cigarettes or fast food, it was the way they showered. These strokes didn't come with warning signs. They came in silence, striking when no one was expecting them. But here's the hope: knowledge is power. By simply adjusting how you shower, when you shower, and how long you stay under the water, you can dramatically reduce these hidden risks. Keep your showers short. Avoid extreme temperatures. Don't shower immediately after eating or taking medication. Always ventilate the bathroom. Drink water before and after. And most importantly, listen to your body. Dizziness, sudden weakness, blurred vision. These are not just signs of aging. They are warnings, and they should never be ignored. Your brain is your most precious organ. It holds your memories, your personality, your independence. Protect it wisely. Small changes today can mean years of clarity, mobility, and freedom tomorrow. So the next time you step into the shower, remember, you are not fragile, but you are different. Respect your body, respect your brain, and give it the care it deserves. If you found these insights helpful, leave a comment, share this message with someone you love, and stay with me for more ways to safeguard your health. Your future depends on it.